Rick, it's one of them, innit? I mean, you're looking at it and thinking it was a big chance today, big chance. Some good individual performances, especially in the first half after an awful start, awful start. I was impressed with that. But how did you see it in terms of the way the game panned out, obviously after a terrible start?
After a shocking start, they turned it around rapidly in the first half. I mean, it was fairly even for about 10 minutes. The goal gave Everton a boost. I'm not sure how many minutes were gone when that went in. It must have been
about 3 or 4, maybe. Yeah.
So Everton were in the game for about 10 minutes, but then for the rest of the first half, it was all United. So I was impressed with how they turned it around, really, after having conceded the goal. But then half-time came and it all changed.
That was really weird, wasn't it? Because we're in the ascendancy, we're looking positive, we're looking strong, we're looking like we'll probably be the more likely ones to score. And you're thinking, okay, second half, we've managed to get ourselves back into a decent position to go on and have a platform to win the game. Come out second half, and it was almost just the opposite, wasn't it? We just came out, we just looked lethargic, we looked slower, there was no intent, we couldn't create.
At half-time, I thought it was going to be a matter of time until we got a goal. I really did. I thought they were doing that well, really, at times. I mean, Matic hit 2 great shots in the first half, didn't he? We just looked dangerous so often, and I thought we would get another goal, but then in the second half, I don't really know what happened, but I think sometimes when your team doesn't do well, you always think it's your team's fault, and maybe your team can do better, maybe they can, but sometimes you've got to give a little bit of credit to the opposition. I don't know what Ancelotti said to them, or what if he tinkered with his team a little bit, the formation. I couldn't really tell. I was more interested in watching United half and how they played. But second half, all credit to Everton. There's 2 teams in a game. I know we want to watch our team, we want our team to play well. And some of them still did play well, but when you've got 2 or 3 players not playing quite at the level, it makes a big difference. I don't think Fred was himself today. I mean, I'm not Fred's biggest fan anyway, you know that. I thought he was particularly poor in the second half. Greenwood, I'm not convinced on Greenwood starting games yet. I said to you the other day, he got subbed at half-time against City a few weeks ago. He got subbed today after about 65 minutes perhaps. Last week against Watford, he's all right. He scored a goal. It was the 3rd goal, and it was quite late in the game. But in the first half, he wasn't in the game much. I think he struggles a bit in Premier League. He's only a kid.
Yeah, exactly. Well, he's got double figures, so to have double figures is obviously fantastic. It's good.
Has he? But but he has scored enough goals. I've said this time and time again, he can score a goal. He's got 2 great feet. But in the Premier League, you need all players who are up to the task. All your players. I don't think Greenwood's quite up to the task yet. Starting games.
Who is then in that position? We've seen Dan James have a real extended run. He hasn't really had a rest, really, playing week in, week out. Apart from the first couple of weeks of the season, you could argue that he struggled. Pereira has played in wide areas. Lingard has played in wide areas.
We don't always start. Really, it was like 2 men up top today, wasn't it?
They played 2. It was 2.
So many in midfield.
Yeah, it was a diamond with 2 up front.
So usually we often play with like 3.
Yeah.
Sometimes we've played, for example, with Marshall at 9, and we've played with Mata and James on the flanks, and obviously Mata drifts in quite a bit when he does. And to me, they're both better players than the young kid is at the minute, Greenwood. Mata came on today. He made a fantastic chance in the last few minutes, didn't he? Was it for Maguire? I think it was Maguire who was up there.
Yeah, and
Mata came onto it.
And I don't know why he was even up there.
I don't know why he was up there.
That's the last few minutes again, to be fair.
But I just think there's too much reliance on these young lads. I mean, weeks and weeks and weeks ago, maybe even a couple of months ago, everybody was saying Williams has got to play. Shaw's coming to his own now. I said to you at the time, Williams isn't as good as Shaw yet. He isn't. He might be one day, but he isn't. And I think Shaw's proving it now. Shaw had another great game today, and I don't think Greenwood's quite as good as the other older players who are a bit stronger. Okay,
Bruno scored a fantastic goal to get us back into the game. I know, you always wait to reserve judgment. You've always wanted to see more of him. Good start to his United career in terms of the goals and assists. That's fine. That's what we bought him for. So he's having that impact. But in a more intricate look at it, how did you think he done today?
He played some good football, without a doubt. He's got great ability. I said this through the week. He has got fantastic ability. Decision making needs to be improved on a little bit, but there was a glaring error right near the end when he had a shot with his left foot. Loads of people coming on to me saying he's great at shooting from distance. Don't care how good you are at shooting from distance. If you've got a player in a better position, in a really good position, you must pass the ball. Every time you must pass the ball. You know, 99 times out of 100, one matter in that position would have given that ball to Marshall. He's had a shot, he's gone straight at the keeper. On his left foot as well, I know he's confident with both feet, but he's right-footed. You'd think maybe he would have just passed it to Marshall, and Marshall's shoulders went then, and I think he got... Marshall might have got subbed because
what did you make of his performance as well? Because around me, a lot of people were kind of getting on to Marshall, calling him the usual lazy. They're calling him...
I thought he played great first half. We were the better team first half. It was that lazy tag. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. He does what he can. He was winning balls in the air today. There was one long ball played up, but he flicked it onto Fred, and I can't remember what came of it in the end. But Fred was virtually in the box by the time he got on the end of the box, on the end of the ball. I thought Marshall played like the team, really. I think he played really well in the first half, but struggled a bit in the second half.
Going on then, we call it this little 4-game patch, this little 4-game run that we got. It's quite difficult. One's down, there's 3 more to go. City at home next. Yes, we've got Derby in the FA Cup, but we'll leave that where it is for now. Is top 4 still there? You know, Chelsea dropped points the other day. Spurs got beat. It's almost like the level of inconsistency in that area of the table is going to be ever present to the end of the season.
I seem to remember we've had this situation for a couple of seasons.
It's been going, yeah. Nobody wants to grab it. Yeah,
seem to be up in 4th, 5th and 6th. They seem to keep dropping points, can't string a run of wins together. After Chelsea dropped points yesterday, we thought we were going to be right on the coattails, but we are still only 3 points behind.
Yeah, it's still 3.
I think we've got a better goal difference, so it can still swing round in 1 week, but obviously we've got some tough fixtures. I said to you after the game the other night that I don't think it's impossible for us to get 9 points out of the 3 games the way we're playing, and even though we've drawn today, you know, if we happen to get the first goal in a game, do you know what I mean? It's a completely different game.
Margins, yeah.
So, you know, I still don't see any reason. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I still don't see any reason why we can't beat City and can't beat Spurs. I think Spurs lost at home to Wolves today.
That's what I mean. They lost today, yeah.
So all right, Spurs have slipped behind us, but I think Wolves are now level with points.
Yeah. So it's getting tighter and tighter. Yeah. And when we play City, I think they might have Brighton. I think so. If we lose to City, then they could leapfrog us. You know. It really is tight. Who was your man of the match today?
I thought Luke Shaw had another great game. I thought Matic had a great game. They were right up there. But the amount of defending we had to do in the second half, the amount of headers he had to win, I'd have to say Harry Maguire.
Yeah, he was good today. Cheers, Rick. Nice one, mate.
Nice.
Big thank you to you guys for watching the latest of our videos. And if you want to check out more, make sure you do that just to the right of me. We are the biggest and best Manchester United channel in the world. Make sure you check us out on all of the socials as well. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and YouTube. The socials are along the bottom. Peace.